After smoking a joint, Eagle continues chipping away at learning passive cooling. Also, a bulk goods trader arrives in the jungle. And while we're about to trade, two interesting notifications pop up, but we'll address them in a bit. The trader doesn't have anything really vital or interesting to buy, so we'll just sell some excess leathers. Now looking at the notifications, the first one is just the Royal Ascent quest that would complete the royalty ending, but the second is a lot more interesting. A shop kid named Bildo wants to join the colony, and since we could always use an extra pair of hands, we accept him into the colony. Now looking at his stats, he is a very promising melee fighter and can also pick up some slack on the trading and animal side of things. He also has no injuries or illnesses and is coming in with some decent gear. His ideology is one that is against drug use and is a bit more into male superiority, but we'll still welcome him into our ranks. But first we'll rename him to Bill. I think it's much more fitting than something that rhymes with. Anyways, the first thing Bill can get done is rolling some more smoke leaf. We also build him a bedroll in the research room, since that'll be his main task for now. And the rest of the day is spent harvesting some more rice, while Bill continues researching passive cooling. In the morning, we finally unlock the secrets of passive cooling, and can start researching complex furniture, so we can finally have some actual beds to sleep on. While we deconstruct some ruins, vagabonds ask for shelter, but given our recent growth and previous experience with refugees, we choose to ignore the request. The rest of the day is spent gathering resources, because we're making a new home base. I think it's time that we move out of the little survival shack and get some legroom for advancements. So slowly over the next few days, we'll move the whole base into the new structure. We can get started by working on the storage and workshop area, which will most likely expand once we unlock new technology. But for now, it's a decent size. Eagle and Bill can both work on clearing and building the new area together. Later that night, some visitors arrive and have items to trade. At midnight, a shaman merchant arrives in the jungle. Looks like the traders are coming in a lot more frequently now. Who knows, maybe Greenbrook will develop into a nice trading hub. We sell some smoke leaf to the visitors and buy some medicine. While the merchant doesn't have anything that we can really afford, so we'll just buy some more medicine. Eagle finishes the construction on the workshop so that we can start roofing and moving some things into the new area. Later on, we can get another cotton harvest. And at night, we can move some items and replant the next batch of cotton. At midnight once again, we have visitors here to trade. We end up selling some old weaponry and send the visitors on their way. Once everything is hauled into the new area, we can start working on the rec room and dining room that will also serve as a hallway connecting all the rooms. By the afternoon, all of the walls have been finished, and some visitors arrive, but they have no items to trade. We can also get another smoke leaf harvested and work on the new kitchen. That'll be a lot more easier to maintain and clean. The next day, we can harvest some more of the rice and potato fields. and that's all that really happens. The next day, however, we get great news. Holder has finally recovered from her paralytic aphasia and can start contributing to the colony. While we're constructing one of our new bedrooms, Holder goes catatonic. I guess she wasn't ready to get up, so we'll let her get some more rest for the next few days. So the rest of the day is spent replanting the fields and hauling food into storage. And we continue our construction of the last 2 bedrooms, and also have some more smoke leaf while we're at it. Unfortunately, we ran out of wood, so we spent a lot of the day harvesting more than building. And finally, all the construction is finished on the new base. Shortly after, Holder has regained consciousness and can start learning about the world, while Bill gets to work on some tribal wear for her. The rest of the day is spent cleaning and hauling, while Holder gets accustomed with the colony, and is also equipped with our old short bow. Now that the new base is complete, everything can be moved, and we can adjust more to the new space and layout of everything. I think the colonists will like it a lot more. It's a lot better place to build up a safe and reliable colony than a survival shack. Furniture isn't the only thing being moved, since we also need defenses, so we move our spike traps around the new base. And we can finish up our process at night by bringing the bedrolls on the base, so we can finally use the new, much more private rooms. We can finally get our first heal root harvest on day 45, significantly boosting our medicine reserve, something that we found out to be much needed in the jungle. We also finished researching complex furniture, and since the base still can be taken easily out by fire, we start researching stone cutting. While Holder is playing, we get news of the raid from the Trash faction. These raiders are way better armed than the ones we normally deal with, one having a gun, but are also attacking immediately, and Holder is right next to them. With the Wasters hot on her tail, Holder runs to get behind cover with Bill, while Eagle stands her ground and uses the burden ability to slow down the first Waster. Eagle begins firing, but misses all of her shots. When the second raider arrives, Eagle flees after being shot at, but is hit in the leg by 1 bullet. Right before going into cover, Eagle uses burden on both enemies and retreats behind Bill. The first raider turns around, however, and ends up walking into one of the traps. Right after, Bill rushes the other raider, and the others get behind him to provide firing support. Shortly after, they take the first raider down and have to pursue the other one. The second raider starts a fire, and Eagle goes to get a shot but is noticed. While running behind, she uses burden again to slow the enemy down. And after landing some shots and Bill fighting in close combat, the raider is dead. The fire is put out while Holder relaxes after the fight, and the wounded are tended to by Eagle. The downed raider is also stripped for his belongings. We take its pistol, even though it's bio-coded. We also get a forced weather quest, which will surround the colony with fog for a few days. But the reward is a masterwork recurve bow, and it's pretty tempting, so we take it. And now the colonists can finally rest comfortably, safely in their new base, eager to continue on this path towards the future.